Check, check. Checking on the sound. We're working on it. If you can hear me, trying to see what's going on here.
Zacharian Kennedy.
Testing
number
1, 2, 3.
24,
All right.
Laverian Young. Number 2, McBride. Number 1, Amariana Partee.
Testing. Okay.
Loud and clear. And they're
Yeah, we're ready whenever we're on.
we're hot.
Okay. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome to a Friday night Bearcat Foundation presentation of playoff football here. We're rolling into town, kind of getting on last minute. We apologize. It's all Anthony's fault. Or actually, it's Aaron's, isn't he? Yeah, Aaron's not here.
Aaron's not here.
It's definitely Aaron's fault.
Michael also.
Yeah, and like to thank everybody for making this broadcast possible. There was it's a major effort getting through the red tape as far as getting a playoff broadcast on the air. There's different rules regarding the AAA on that. Yes, you got to file a petition and try to get a waiver. And we are about a minute away from kickoff. Do you see who won the toss, Anthony? Just make it up. It'd be like any of the other stats or anything like that, and then we can
I did not watch because we were trying to get the sound figured out.
All right, we apologize. We had the sound. Aaron did something to the equipment last week
when he was putting it up.
It had to be it. Yep, definitely Aaron's fault. The Bearcat, the Pirates, it looks like won the toss and deferred. Bearcats will be receiving the ball. Big news yesterday, Mark Wilson is not going to be playing tonight. Had just a continuing lingering injury, part of his knee. I believe it came down to the bone bruise aspect of it.
Just the pain, the ability to deal with the pain, and I think Philip says that he won 2 of the 3 battles that he wanted to win, and just didn't feel comfortable with the third one. So
that it's a deal where it just shows it's still a little bit of risk as far as continuing on that. Kids as tough as they come. Just didn't want to take a risk with it, but that's big news. But we do have one of the injured Bearcats is back in service. The Andrew Graves, the tailback, and he really showed out last week, Anthony.
You know, had a good night. It was good to see him back on the field because nobody really has a matchup for him. They underestimate his ability to break tackles because he's not a very big kid, but he's got great strength running in between the tackles and
great instinct. He's kind of a one-cut and up the field type of running back, and really kind of deceptive as far as his elusiveness as well as his strength, as you mentioned. He's an extremely strong kid. And Anthony was obviously mistaken. Bearcats are kicking off, and don't know how you missed that, Anthony. So
I don't
Pessoa with the kickoff. We're here live in Gosnell, Arkansas. Kickoff hits at the 25. We're going to let it bounce out of bounds. Takes a very favorable bounce. That looked like it landed perfect. It was about 7 yards inbounds and just barely rolled out.
The
very dangerous.
He wanted to pick the ball up, and it just took a left turn on him. And
Big time.
He just elected to let it bounce out of bounds.
Boyd kind of took that slow bounce there. Not like any of the Bearcats were that close, but they could have been. Gosnell brings a team out here that physically is just overpowering in appearance. And it's really kind of this matchup tonight, folks, you can look at it kind of very similar with the Hot Springs matchup that we saw in week 3. Quarterback reverses out. It's a flex. Call it a flex bone. It's a wing tee.
And you got a little different alignment in there. You've you've moved Yang out from the center, the nose guard position, and put Jordan Roberts down at the nose guard and moved Yang out at one of the defensive tackle spots here. So you got Blake and Yang playing D tackles, and then
they're walking Sam Eford down at a linebacker spot, and he's closer to the line of scrimmage. I say that, and then he's not this time.
He's playing the outside pitch here.
Okay. And it's coming towards that side, boy, and that's Coy House beats him right at the line of scrimmage. Actually, it's a tackle for loss.
And right there, we were just talking. You brought Sam up. Sam was playing that outside position and forced that back to turn it back in. And who's there? Your middle linebacker that's supposed to be making that play and knocking heads off.
He did just that. Loss of a yard. It's 3rd and 7. We're just starting the game off here. 10:57 left in the first quarter. Score is 0-0. If you're just joining us, I'd like to welcome everybody. You can take part in the chat. If you sign in your Google account, Gosnell in the shotgun, and there is motion. They've got to call it, surely.
And they did. False start.
Quarterback and the running back both, didn't they, Anthony?
I'm going to agree with you because I did not look at that.
Okay. You can't be keeping on making mistakes like you did on that kickoff.
Okay.
10:40 left here. It's going to be a 5-yard backup, and Gosnell is a run-heavy team.
Kind of got him off the sticks here and not the position they want to be. I mean, they're running the ball to try to hit you deep on a deception with
play
the pass.
action. Shotgun again. Got quarterback drops back. He's looking for receiver. He's one receiver all the way, and he's open. He's deep. 20-10. Not going to catch him. The cornerback, I think, just underestimated the speed right there. Bollmeyer is in position early on, and safety to help not able to get there.
He just kind of stopped. He didn't think the ball out there, and next thing you know, 5 yards behind him.
That's that high. It looked like Bollmeyer planned on having help over the top, but not that quick. Gosnell off to a great start here, 3rd 12, and hit the deep pass on the outside for the touchdown. This is not the way you want to start. 10-12 left to go in the first quarter. Gosnell is up 6-0 here. Going for 2 immediately here. It's a pitch out, going for the sweep. But Bearcats are right there, and they stop them. That 2-point conversion is no good.
You had a host of Bearcats right there on that play. You head off and had good outside leverage, forced it back in again, and you had plenty of help there. So
we were examining in the Coach O just how often that has not happened. So many points given up, even in the matchups that we lost, are given up on short field. You know, you talked about how many times the Bearcats have let another team drive the field, and you can count them on one hand.
It just doesn't happen.
And it has not happened. This Bearcat defense ranked 4th in the state in 4A.
And I'm going to say it's probably not going to happen a whole lot tonight here, Clint. Just kind of got burned a little early right here, and we'll learn from that as we move on throughout tonight's game.
Bearcats haven't faced this kind of a physical matchup since really early on in the non-conference schedule. It really has been since Hot Springs. You've seen the kind of speed across the field that we're going to see here tonight. But we're definitely, looks like we're winning the matchup at the line of scrimmage. Kick is short, going to the up back. It's Sam Eford. Sam fair catches that at the 37-yard line.
I do not like the fair catch right there when you got an extra 10 yards to pick up. But it's called by the coaching staff.
I was going to say, after the disaster at Pottsville, probably something they're not leaving open. They're not giving them an option of that, but that was a short pooch kick, a low pooch kick and fast. Number 82, Mason Brotherton in motion. He turns it immediately upfield instead of going outside. Good gain on the play. Just Bearcat offensive line on that left side caved them in, didn't they?
It was just I'm not so sure that play was supposed to go up the middle, but we had such a big push. Mason had to turn the ball up the field and pick up his 6 yards right there.
He saw the cheese and went for it, didn't he?
Absolutely. Go get it when it's there.
2 backs in the backfield. Got Jake Wilds, and I believe the other one's probably going to be Andrew Graves. Got a penalty. I didn't see it. Got motion somewhere. False start. So you're going to lose 5 of those 6 yards gained on first down. Going to bring up 2nd and 9. That's not something we can live with. Bearcats averaging just under 70 yards a game passing, so it's a run-heavy team. We've got to stay ahead of the count. It's a read option with 2 backs. That's a different look. Nice gain by Zane Stevens.
That's going to be enough for the first down there, Clint.
That look of like a power to the right, and then he pulls it out and heads upfield. I don't know if that is an option, but there is a called run. That's definitely a different look. 2 backs again. You got Andrew Graves and Jake Wiles both in the backfield. Back to pass. It's a quick pass out to Mason Brotherton. Looks like called dead before the snap.
No, he dropped the ball. Clint.
Dropped it. Okay. Did not see that. Okay.
Don't want to say this, but he felt a few footsteps coming right at him right there.
He must have dribbled it. Look at it on the delay on the broadcast. We'll pick it up about 15 seconds later. We'll get a look at it. So 2nd and 10. Got the same formation. This time it is a power. They give it to Jake Wiles. Jake works his way to the outside. Tried to do a stiff arm there and nothing there. Looked like if we just tried to turn the jets on, maybe could have gotten to the outside.
And Jake uses that move quite a bit. I mean, and he's a strong kid, but I'm with you. I'd like to see that shoulder lowered and go get what you can get right there.
Going to be a 3rd and 8 play right here with 8:30. We're early in the first quarter. Bearcats are trailing 6-0. Got Twins at the bottom of the screen. Got single receiver at the top is Gavin Hooper. It's going to be an option. They pitch it upfield. That's shovel pass forward to Jake Wiles.
And they recognized that pretty quick there, Clint. And it looked like he had a little alley to run through, and they closed up in a hurry.
Closed up in a hurry. It's going to be a 4th and 5. We're in Gosnell territory. Looks like the Bearcats are going to go for it. So he can back up and punt out of this. He is going to back up and punt. He's just going to try to draw him off sides. They switch to a punt return formation. He dribbles it out. Great punt by Zane Stevens yet again. Push that thing out. The ball is down at the 1-yard line where it's going to be down. So Gosnell's got the entire field to go. And that great field position.
Wish we could have taken it on down, but you couldn't ask for a better deal if they're going to stop us right there to be able to punt the ball down and leave it inside the 1.
Yeah, I don't know, Anthony. You want to say it's not a good start. We're obviously trailing 6-0, but the matchups at the line of scrimmage, you normally dictate the game long term, and it looks good for the Bearcats here in the initial 7-8 plays from the line of scrimmage, doesn't it?
It really does. I don't want to say, but we've got a good-looking bunch, and we got to get the cobwebs knocked off here. Go ahead and get them knocked off now.
Gosnell coming out of their end zone. They hand it off to the fullback, and he stacked up early. He might have gotten a yard. At this angle, it's hard to tell, but the Bearcats stack him up early. They're going to give him 2-3 yards. That's big. That's huge to get a little bit of breathing room. Looks like he ran into the pile and pushed him back. Going to bring up a 2nd and 8.
Definitely picked up more than I thought there, Clint.
Mm-hmm. They're giving him 3 yards on the gain. Got to watch this matchup at the bottom of the field. This wideout's the one that burned us early on. In motion, left side. They're going to do a counter. Hit in the backfield. And looks like this time it's very little gain. They gained 1 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 6. So, again, they're behind the count kind of. You're looking at a possible passing situation. It'll be interesting to see if they do that pinned in their end zone.
You're bringing in Mason here on a 3rd and 6 to try to get some pressure off that edge, and it's worked so far this year.
Boy, it has. Whether or not whether Mason's gotten to the quarterback or not, they're giving him so much attention that it's allowed. Whether Mason gets there, it allows somebody else to come free. In motion to the left, looks like they're going to try to run their way out of it. He is loose into the secondary, first down. last man makes the tackle that's in Goglia. Looks like we hit him at the line of scrimmage and he just got through.
Somehow was able to squirt through there, but we did hit him there at the line of scrimmage. It sure looked like it, Clint.
Big gain of 20 on the play. That gets them out of their red zone there.
They got a couple big old guys there on the front of their offensive line.
Split to the left, reverses out, gives it to the fullback. Immediately hit, going to be driven back, forward progress. Looks like it's going to give him a yard. But that was the only play they've really gotten through and gotten much on the ground was that one play where he squirted through. We were making contact early. Just didn't wrap up that one time. Going to bring up 2nd and 9.
You just got to make sure you finish it. You hit him, you can't just hit him and slide through the arms. You got to make sure you finish the tackle.
Both teams are still kind of getting a feel for each other. Bearcats seem to be matching up well physically on the front. This time they're going to a twin formation in the shotgun. Motion by the fullback. Play action. They're going to swing it out to the outside. They got some room. Going to be a pretty big gain. On the sideline, he's still up. Another broken tackle. That's Gavin Hooper giving him chase. Not going to be able to get there. And another big play by Gosnell. And that's the story of the game so far. Another score for Gosnell. 4:50 left to go here in the first quarter. And really shocking Bearcats.
And it's
down
two
12
big
to
plays.
nothing. Yeah, on 2 big plays.
That just basically didn't recognize that quick throw out there soon enough, and you got to go attack that. You can't give him that much space.
Don't want to give space that much. I'm not sure who the corner was on that side. He's just not able. He really got blocked on that. Simple bubble screen to the outside, Anthony, and it goes to the house. They go back to that wing tee in motion to the left. They reverse out the pitch. They try the sweep again. He gets to the outside. He's going to be in. It's going to be extra points. Going to be good. It's going to take the score to 14 to nothing here early on in the first quarter. 4:52 left, and the Bearcats are trailing 14 to nothing.
Just coming out flat, Clint. They just got a little lead in their pants right here.
It's really just those 2 big plays, and played well physically for the most part. You just had 3 big plays. You consider they get off of that, but we've had them pinned on a 3rd and long, not able to get them off the field. All these big plays are coming on a 3rd and more than 5.
Just got to keep your ears pinned back and let's go get them.
Gosnell lining up to kick off again.
Well, with that, tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Mena Insurance Agency. For your insurance needs, coverage first for 104 years, downtown Mena, Arkansas.
Thank PT for folks at Mena Insurance for being there with us from the beginning. Looks like they're lining up for another pooch kick. Sure like to see Sam take off with this one if he's gets a handle on it. And that time he just had to field it. Did a good job of fielding it right there. Looks like his baseball experience catching a low and outside fastball came into play there. He looked like a catcher. Bearcats with good field position. Gosnell paying a lot of respect to this return team.
They're not wanting to kick it deep to us for sure.
They are not. Bearcats take the field out. Don't believe we did not get a first down. We were got a great. Yeah, we did. We ended up getting a first down. Yes, we got a first down. So the Bearcats have moved the ball a little bit. Hand off to Andrew. Andrew with a nice cut right there. Going to end up being a gain of
about 4.
About 4, yeah. Going to bring up 2nd and 6.
Number 8, Andrew Graves on the carry. He was tackled by number 23.
Turned out to be about, you're going to end up
marking it about 3.
Tough spot.
Tough spot on that.
Gain of 3 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
Bearcats are sticking with this 2-back formation. You got twins at the bottom of the field. In motion is Mason Brotherton. swinging the strong side the other way. They go into that, and Jake Wiles heads up field this time. Another nice gain. Going to bring up third and manageable here. Third and two, maybe three.
And that time, Jake lowered the shoulder and went and got what he could get right there. And I want to see him do that more this game right here, Clint.
Boy, you can make a difference with the spot. Let's hope this is not a trend, because back it up a yard again. Ends up giving us third and three. Got a bunch formation this time on the right. It's an option look. They can pitch it to Andrew. Andrew Graves cannot make a guy miss. Looked like if he could have gotten around him, it's the first down, but not able to do it. It's going to be fourth and three. Bearcats going to have to punt.
Clint, we're going to have to throw the football tonight. We can't depend and be one-dimensional. We're going to have to throw the football some to win this football game.
That is the Bearcat identity, though. You're going to have to get it on the ground. We've not been able to generate just a consistent yards through the air. Going to have to try to make it happen. But first things first, we got to get them off the field on that third and long. Boy, making the routine plays and just not able to get them off the field. Once you get that successful, you're successful in the first two downs, you got to get them off the field. Nice punt by Zane, getting it down to the 20, going to be downed. Gosnell will take over. 2:52 left here in the first quarter.
This first quarter's gone pretty fast here, Clint.
A lot of running. I'd say we get home fast, but I don't think if they ended the game right now, we're not going to get home fast.
There ain't nothing going to be fast about going home
Boy,
tonight.
folks, if you're at home watching, you avoided a horrible drive. You can't get there from here, I don't think. This time Gosnell starting out with the shotgun formation, single back in the backfield in motion. They got counter. Back is wrapped up, and then he gets out. Another dangerous play. Going to end up with loss of one on the play, but that's very dangerous. He ends up getting past that last tackler, and he's gone again. The story of the game really is that making that tackle happen.
Got to finish it. You can't. You just can't make contact and think he's going to go down. He doesn't want to be tackled.
No, he doesn't.
And so you're going to have to make sure you finish the tackle.
Second and 11. Got a trips formation, different look, and they hand off. It's power. Bounce out to the outside. Major hold on Bollmeyer on the corner. Not going to get called. That jersey was stretched out.
He whipped him all the way around there, Clint.
Man. Whipped him around, plus the jersey was stretched out and didn't get the call.
And that was right in front of the zebra there.
3rd and 9. This is, you'd say they got us right where they want us. This has been right where they've struck both possessions on 3rd and long for the touchdown. Go with the single back look. You got trips at the top of the field, going in motion, drops straight back. It's a screen set up right there. The Bearcats are able to make a tackle, but it's going to be close to the yard marker.
Going to mark it short there, it looks like. It's going to bring up 4th down and short here, Clint.
They're not even going to measure, are they?
The ball has been spotted.
They are calling a timeout for a measurement. It's extremely short.
Timeout for a measurement.
Haven't seen Gosnell. Not a team that takes a lot of chances. Watching the film that we have, be interesting to see if they go for this, considering that they've not had a lot of success on the routine running plays. Got to think they'll punt on that. They are measured. It's definitely short.
I could see it from here. There was no question.
They're not doing a substitution.
With the official measurement, it's going to be 4th down and inches.
4th and inches.
Let's go, Power fans.
Calling a timeout. Going to think about it here.
Timeout on the field.
Usually an indication that because the play clock hadn't started, probably an indication they're planning on going for it. Minute 16, Bearcats in the first quarter. The Bearcats are trailing 14-0. Take a time to thank another one of our sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you by John Maddox, State Representative John Maddox, doing the work for the Polk Scott Montgomery County District in Little Rock. Welcomes you to join him for another term. Help make it happen. John Maddox getting a lot of stuff done for us there at the Capitol. Definitely appreciate him and what he's done for the Bearcat Foundation. One of the charter members, the board members of the Bearcat Foundation.
Him and PT helped spearhead that thing, didn't they?
Absolutely. They're get her done type of guys. Gosnell coming out in trips formation. Bearcats don't give it, they're not giving really much of a different look here as far as backs up, and it's a pooch kick. It's going to take a big Gosnell bounce. Very successful, going to get down to the 15-yard line. Bearcats had to respect the odds that he ends up
Getting
running
stopped.
a play. Yeah. So good move by the Gosnell coaching staff. Turns out Bearcats will take over on their own 15. It's going to be right at about a minute here in the first quarter.
Maybe what we just needed. We needed a big
Got to make a stop.
take the whole field right here. Got a stop under our belt finally, and now let's get our offense clicking just a little.
Official pulls his flag out to wipe the ball off. I was thinking, what on earth would they be calling a penalty for right there? Bearcats in a got a tight end, single tight end formation on the right side. Quarterback keeper Zane Stevens with a nice run right there, gain of about 8 on the play.
He had a great read off his downfield block right there that sprung him an extra 2 or 3 yards there.
Very simple football play right there. Snap it to the quarterback, let him take off. Both backs just kind of wandered their way forward. Same formation. Going to hand off to Jake Wiles this time. Jake bounces it out to the outside, close to the first down, but it looks like it's going to be short.
Going to mark him short right here, but you got somebody down.
I think that's number 20.
That's Sam.
That's Sam Eford. Sam Eford grabbing a leg right there. Boy, that's bad news. Got a 3rd and 1 right here. The Bearcat player down, Sam Eford. Got the coaching staffs down there taking a look at it. Gonna see if we can't take a look at it right here. Bounce back. No, can't really get a look at it there, Anthony. Sorry. It's tough.
Just looked like a wad of folks sitting there on the edge.
Yep. Sam's matched up and blocking on that play. He's at the wideout spot. 31 seconds here in the first quarter. Bearcats are trailing 14-0. Sam Eford very gingerly getting up. Hopefully it's looks like he's working that knee. That's not good. Bearcats have just really been snake bit.
Clear down is number 23.
It's amazing. I mean, you don't want an injury on anybody, but when you look at your top 10 players at the beginning of the year, we've had injuries to about 6 of them.
Yeah.
And got to think that's probably another one right there. That
Bearcats will have the ball 3rd and 1. Let's make some noise, Pirate fans.
the guy coming out to take that spot is going to be another Graves. That's Evan Graves. In motion is Mason Brotherton. He gets the ball on the court from the quarterback spot and picks it up and takes off up the field for the first down. Got a little extracurricular right there.
That's a little swing to the face right there.
Go ahead and take a punch. Kate Garrett takes a hit to the face. Of course, I guess that's legal here. Be a first down Bearcats. Bearcats get to move the chains. That's big.
With your mascot being a pirate, it's
Put a hook in there. That's what it was. It's going to be the end of the first quarter. Bearcats trailing 14-0. Take the time to thank another one of our sponsors. Thank our friends at Needek All for Dreams. Thank Needek for being a part of this broadcast, helping bring to you, and then also being just a big part of the economy and the culture in Polk County. Plant's been there forever, since the 50s.
Oh, it's the people that employs in Polk County. I mean, it's just huge for the total economy.
Absolutely. Bearcats changing ends of the field. Going to talk to Bearcats are huddled over there. They had take a little bit extra time to talk about it. You got to think that Coach Bentley's talking about keeping your composure. Don't want to lose your composure right here at this time. We see over there, Anthony, if look like they're Sam Meaford, they got him over on the training table, checking him out. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, the
Injury bug has not been kind. Bearcats back in that, staying with that two-back formation, going away from the tight end look. Gavin Hooper split out here to the bottom of the field. This time they're going deep. Ball's thrown short. Gavin's coming back to meet it. Able to knock it down. Just didn't come off of Zane's hand real well there. It's a cold night, but it fluttered out his hand short.
if that comes to Zane's hands clean right there, Gavin may have scored on that.
Definitely had him beat early, didn't he? If that ball was thrown out there a little bit, it would have been, he could have probably extended that. Gavin's great speed. One of the, if not the fastest Bearcat on the field. In motion is Andrew Graves. They fake that way. It looked like screen. Great block by Mason Brotherton. Zane Stevens still on his feet, loose into the secondary. He's tackled by the backside corner. Zane works his way up the field. Big gain. Going to be Gosnell territory. 1st and 10.
That was a little play we hadn't seen a whole lot of this year.
Seen a lot of different looks. They're pulling out all the stops.
Had a block out there on the edge. It set the edge for Zane to cup and get a little bit more here in the quarter like that, and we get back in this ball game.
Incredible block by Mason right there at the point of attack. He just pancaked this guy. This time they hand off. It's a counter to Andrew Graves. Andrew looked like he was just going to be further. Gosnell's kind of getting whipped at the line of scrimmage, but they're tackling extremely well. When they're making contact, they're dropping it.
You actually had two linebackers in the hole waiting on Andrew right there, and Andrew was able to make that miss and to pick up a 7-yard gain.
2nd and 6.
6-yard gain.
2nd and 4. I hand off to Jake Wiles. Jake Wiles heads the field. He kind of lowers his shoulder, tries to push it forward. Going to get a gain of 3. Break 3rd and 1.
I like to see those downfield blocks by those front linemen up there, and you had your center down there picking block late, and those are the ones that are going to end up springing one later on in the game.
Your senior Casey Cannon, super proud of that kid out there for his senior year. Mason Brotherton in motion. He's going out wide. Again, this time Zane Stevens keeps it again. A big gain.
And you can see Gosnell, they're keying on Mason. They've got spying him everywhere he goes. And that should free up somebody else.
We kind of ran right in that spot, too, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Mason vacated. Mason he's not getting it done with the ball. He's getting it done without. 9:50 left to go in the half. Bearcats in their deepest penetration of the night. Gosnell 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Getting some good chunk gains on the ground at times. Zane drops back to pass, passing on 1st down. He's looking to the right, throws it to the left. Mason has to adjust, makes the catch down at the 8-yard line. Ball did not come off well. Very well played by Mason Brotherton. Just looking to his side, and ball was short into the inside, and he comes back to the field. But boy, he was wide open.
If the ball comes off his hands good, it's a touchdown, but it fluttered, and he made the catch with people in front of him there.
Absolutely. 2 backs in the backfield. Handoff to Andrew Graves. Cuts to the outside, back in. Down the 4, maybe 3-yard line. Gain about 5 on the play.
The burst that Andrew had right there when he came around the corner and saw the hole, just to put his foot in the ground to get what he got is great to see.
Great cut. He's a one-cut back, isn't he, Anthony?
If he sees it and he likes it, he commits to it.
He's going to go right at it. Absolutely. And it took him a while last year to get that first cut right, because sometimes he didn't get the cut right, but he always just does one. Again, Zane Stevens got some room. He's going to trot in the end zone untouched, and they're going to call a hold.
Either a hold or a block in the back. I couldn't tell.
Touchdown Bearcats as it stands, but I think it's going to probably come back. And that's the official on this side that didn't call the one that was completely obvious. They're going to take points off the board. Going to be second and goal at the 10-yard line, make it 12. Very unfortunate. Boy, I don't know, Anthony, you don't just go with that quarterback power right there.
Go block somebody and go score right here. Just run it down their throat.
Bearcats are really getting it going on the ground and in the air. Going to hand off to Jake Wiles. Jake Wiles with a big hole, but he is dropped right there. Boy, man, had a hole and kind of got wadded up behind his own blocker. God, he ends up falling way forward of that, and they're spotting it at the 8-yard line. Going to be third and goal at the 8. I think. Am I mistaken on that, Anthony? It just really seemed like, it was just, they're dinging us for a yard.
Yes, almost every time.
In motion this time is Gavin Hooper. Gavin working his way to the side. Looks like he might have the edge, and he's in for the touchdown. So the Bearcats go ahead, punch it in. They overcome the holding call on the initial touchdown.
They underestimated Gavin's speed on that outside edge right there.
That is very promising for the rest of the game, because you're thinking, well, maybe they're lining up out wide is why they're so much of that CAP stuff up. They're trying to play on the outside too. Bearcats can.
Because the thing with Gavin, he also put that foot in the ground and turn it up. They go to overplay that.
He's a very strong kid. So with the extra point, it's
going to be up and good.
Yep. 7:48. The Bearcats answer.
Cut the lead in half right there, Clinton. That's big going in here. And we need another stop on defense right here. And we're going to be down. Looks like your outside linebacker on the defensive side. He is over there on the sidelines, do a little high knee action, a little jogging. Looks too gingerly to come back on the field right now.
So many injuries coming on the Bearcats side of the ball this year. It is, one side of the ball, but it's been both. The old adage is who wins in the trenches of the game, and the Bearcats are winning in the trenches, Anthony. They are definitely winning the battle in the trenches, but that's not proving yet a scoreboard. But Bearcats close the lead a little bit. If we just finish those tackles.
There's a lot of football here left to play, Clint. And,
yep.
That touchdown right there, I think, did a lot for the psyche on the for our defense and our offense to try to finish this thing off.
This time the kick is high and short. It's a fielded. Looked like the Bearcats were attempting. They definitely were. Just didn't get it far enough.
He kind of caught it funky. It almost had a spiral off the tee. And
sure did. One of those.
The lineman actually did a good thing about calling the fair catch right there.
Really did. Yeah, I called the fair catch. A very heads-up play. Bearcats go for the onside kick and not successful.
So you're going to bring Jake in here to play that outside linebacker boy for them. He's definitely got the athleticism to be able to take that spot up.
Jake's kid hadn't played defense since junior high. Reverses out. It's a handoff to the fullback. Decent first down gain.
Running back there for Gosnell just kind of sat back there and read it patiently and then kind of worked his way through the hole there.
Going to bring up 2nd and 7. 7:20 left to go in the first half. Bearcats are trailing 14-7. 2 scores for Gosnell came on 3rd and long. Big plays. Reverses out, hands off on the count, right there to make contact, and he spins off the first tackler. I tell you what, it's nice to see it, because definitely I'm not going to stop whining about the spot, because doing it to both teams, because he definitely got another. It should be 3rd and 4. They spotted him back a yard. Going to be 3rd and 5. Going to try to change the position, folks, of the Wi-Fi connection.
They got us outnumbered out there on the outside. We got to go.
They fake it to that. They're going to try to come back and go up the field on the opposite side. They make a connection, but immediately tackled. It's going to be Chris Bollmeyer, and we have a flag on the play. Unbelievable. Can't tell what happened. You got to keep your composure, because you made a tackle at the point where you're going to get them off the field, depending on what the call is.
He called it on us. He pointed one of our guys out, but it was Gosnell that initiated that, and I didn't see any retaliation, but we'll see what happens.
quarterback for Gosnell is protesting here a little bit, and so perhaps it's offsetting. Who knows? 6:32 left in the half, waiting for the call. He's holding up a 3. Looks like they're going to call the unsportsmanlike on Gosnell, offsetting. Sportsmanlike offsetting personal foul calls. They're going to replay the down. Don't know what happened right there, but thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody knocked my phone off.
We had pressure in the backfield on that play, and they had us outnumbered, but they were trying to do a trick play and fake us to that trip to the wide side of the field, and we had 2 guys to cover 3 right there.
Not real sure how Gosnell comes out of that, losing 2 yards. Went from 3rd and 5, an offsetting penalty, and it's going to be 3rd and 7. Looks like they're discussing it.
I think there was 3 penalties on the play. You had the offsetting personal fouls on the sidelines over here, and then you had one in the backfield.
Okay. Didn't see what that call was.
I did not, but
it'll be 3rd and 7, Gosnell in a passing situation. Of course, this is right where they've made their hay all game. Quarterback drops back to pass. Nothing open. He's got some room to run on the right side of the field. Just gets rid of it. Going to be intercepted by T.J. Kaiser. The senior T.J. Kaiser comes up with the interception, his first of the year. Very timely.
Just one of getting into that interception column there for this Bearcat defense, which I believe that makes 16 on the year. That
is amazing. Just this ball hawking secondary, and then that one coming from the linebacker spot. Odd because we were sending 4, and it looked like we were going to get pressure there, and then Gosnell offensive line just kind of stiffened up, allowing the quarterback to roll out.
And what brought that on, though, is the coverage that our safeties and corners did to not give him an angle to throw the football, and then you had your linebacker be able to slip underneath that one. Kind of a poorly thrown ball, kind of thrown behind the receiver, but we made the play when we had to.
Great job by T.J. Kaiser. Motion is Gavin Hooper. Get another quarterback power. He's heading downfield this time. Wrapped up early. Not much on the play.
Maybe a gain of 1 there.
Well, you got to do a 1 yard. Got to back it up 1 yard. So he gains 2, but they're backing everybody up 1 yard. They're doing it to both teams, though. So I'm not going to stop whining. But they are. It looked to me like he's definitely going to get good.
Just went ahead minus 1.
Just go ahead and somebody can answer on the chat. Is it still lead? In motion, Gavin. Zane drops back to pass. It's a screen out of Andrew Graves. Andrew Graves, not much there. Looked like he might gain 2. They back up 1. Going to bring up 3rd and long.
Kind of hit late out of the bounds right there. That's a borderline of getting a call right there.
It's definitely a chippy game. Taking Zane Stevens. The ball bounces off. Bounces Zane, and I think maybe everybody else stayed still too. Maybe we get a snap or going to be 4th long. They're going to have to punt. Bearcats are maybe making a butter and have to punt. Here, 5 minutes.
Down on the field, or Zane has chosen to pull the ball down, and
yes, he has.
Fake one.
The ads are there. There's place for him. Just lining up in a punt formation. Zane Stevens with the kick. He's going to land at the 30 and take a little bit of a Bearcat bounce. Nice result right there. No return. Gosnell going to take over at the 24-yard line. Great job by Zane on the punt. It's been so effective right there. They'll take over with 4:33 left to go in the half. Again, Sam Eford's not out there.
He's got his shoulder pads off and ice on the shin or knee, whatever you want to call it, over there on the sidelines.
Shotgun formation, going to hand it off. It's going to be a power look. He bounces it off to the outside, and you know, that right there is geared strictly to take advantage of the new player.
He was run out of bounds by number 6, Jake Costello, and number 32, Chris
that was
Bowmeyer.
think that was run right where Jake Wiles was.
7 on the play. It's going to bring up
Jake's going to have to
3.
learn on the job right here. 4:20 left to go. Got a flag on the play. I think we have a timeout. Mena Bearcats take a timeout right as the snap happened. Coach Bentley didn't like what he saw.
Well, you had Jake that was in limbo right there, wasn't sure where he's supposed to line up, and he had to get out there because he had us outnumbered again on that trips.
For this, we resume action. We're going to thank another one of our sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you by University of Arkansas Rich Mountain, the Bucks, regional champs in men's soccer in their inaugural season. Anthony, it's amazing.
They had a bunch of kids from all over the country, came together and did pretty good. And
all over multiple countries.
Good. Yeah, multiple countries.
Yes.
Well, I did say all over the countries.
Okay, I got you. Didn't catch that subtle. I've had a week off. I got to knock the rust off, Anthony. I'm not up to speed.
It ain't just from 1 week.
Second and 2. Second and 2. Make that 2nd and 3. Gosnell stacking 3 receivers at the top of the screen. Gosnell changing the snap count right here.
Trying to get us to jump off sides, and
they're changing the play. Go to the standard trips. Quick throw out. It's a screen. Looks like this
great
time.
Play by the Bearcat defense.
Wow.
I believe that was Devin Adams that come off his block out there on the edge from this corner spot to make the first contact on that receiver.
It looks like it's a gain of 2 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd and 1. Did not roll him out of bounds, so the clock is running. Both quarterbacks it seems like their hands are slipping off the ball right as they're releasing it. He kind of threw a knuckleball on that one too. 3rd and 1, stack formation. They hand off on the power. Met in the line of scrimmage and lost yardage on the play. Gosnell is not going to convert.
You had Blake Castor, you had J.C. Castillo, you had Gavin Hooper, all right there knocking the running back's head off. And they gave him a heck of a spot, didn't they? That went the wrong way.
Broken record, yeah. That time they give him a little bit more. I think the feed smoothed up, hadn't it, Don? Okay. Not sure what we're going on here. Fourth and 1. Gosnell is going to punt it. Got a trips formation here. They quick kick. No return man back. Mena will take over at the 36-yard line. Mena's not going to take a chance trying to return that.
So there's 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the second quarter, Clint. No, we did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So defense did what they needed to do right here. With the break in the action, tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Baywash Car Wash. At Baywash, we take pride in your ride. And I hope you listen to us work on that over the while you was taking a break in Las Vegas.
I did. Hey, that was a work trip.
False start. You had Mason Brotherton coming in motion. Coy's sitting in there getting a little fullback action right now, and he went to moving also. So it's going to bring up 1st and 15 here, Clint.
It's going to bring up first down.
Doesn't work. Coy's used to kind of trying to get a head start from his linebacker spot. You can't do that on this side of the field.
Can't do it on this side unless it's designed for you to go in motion.
Thanks, Keith. Handoff to, looks like it's a double play action. Zane Stephen is trapped in the backfield. He's going to be sacked for a loss. So 2 lost yardage plays. This possession is not going well. 2:20 left in the half. The Bearcats are going backwards. It's 2nd and a mile.
And that's kind of self-induced right there. You gotta get a block, especially on a play that's going to take those many twists and turns. You got to stay connected to your blocks just a little bit longer.
Double play action, that's usually indication they were going to try to go deep, but Zane without enough room to set his feet and take a look at it. Got a timeout. Looks like the Bearcats are going to take a timeout here, take another look at it. Got 2nd and 22. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Mena Walmart. Save money, live better. Thanks Scott Brown and company for being there for us at the Bearcat Foundation, helping make this broadcast possible.
You know, you had a pretty good crowd sitting across the way from us, Clint, tonight to make a 6-hour run.
Absolutely. It looks like the Gosnell had a hard time making the 6-minute trip. Very sparsely populated home playoff game here, considering.
I thought that when I pulled up initially. There's a few more people that walked in since we did, but you'd think of the amount of people that would be at Bearcat Stadium right now if we had the home playoff game.
Am I far enough away to say that out loud?
Sure.
Okay, it's all right.
I'm okay with it.
Okay. You're not who I'm afraid of. If we get in trouble for it, we'll blame it on Bryson.
I got you back.
He can run. Bryson said it. 2nd and a mile here. Going to be an empty backfield look. Got trips at the top of the field. Gavin Hooper is single covered here at the bottom of the screen. And that looks like where Zane is going, and he is taken down. Going to be the ball comes out, but it's blown dead.
Blowed it dead.
Yeah. Boy, that was the case. They weren't bringing heat. Just a couple of linemen got beat on the play.
Got the shoulder pads turned. You gotta stay square to the line of scrimmage, Clint, as a lineman.
Bearcats last week did a great job with pass protection. Tonight they're having a hard time on pass protection. Doing a great job with the run block, but just not able to protect Zane on those pass plays. Bearcats again back up. It's going to be 1.5 miles now. 3rd down, minute 30. Bearcats took over with 2:30, and you're thinking, well, you're definitely in range with this no huddle offense of getting in field goal range at the least, but not able to do anything with it.
We haven't been able to knock off any of the clock here on this possession.
No, that's right. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Mena Ford. For a look at the complete Ford lineup, see Mena Ford on Highway 71 North in Mena.
Well, I really didn't want to leave the office today. It was crazy when I left. Fielded about 7 or 8 calls on the way over here, so maybe the sister and the gang did some good when I was gone.
They probably sell more when you're gone. 2 backs in the backfield. Zane Stevens drops straight back. He double move. Lets go of it. Going to go for the big chunk right there. It's going to be intercepted. Going for Mason Brotherton on the play. Got the edge. The return man, the safety for Gosnell, is going to get all the way down to the 10-yard line on the interception. You're thinking, well, go ahead and let go of that because it's as good as a punt. But, boy, that did not work out for the Bearcats. Gosnell down in striking position with 1:13 left to go in the first half.
That was the first one that kind of came out of his hands good tonight.
That one did come out decent. Well, we got a shocker. PT giving us a update here. Elkins 13, Warren 13. First half score.
Close game early.
It's going to be a quarterback keeper. He is dropped quickly. Going to be gain of 1 on the play.
And that was Coy making that tackle right there, but saw him drop his hands just a little bit and just try to have a knockout blow. Ozarks up 7-0 over Malvern at halftime.
That's there's a lot of folks were picking Malvern on that because Ozarks had some offensive problems. almost tackled for a loss in the backfield. I think, who was that? Was that Coy coming through?
I believe that was Coy.
Coy comes through and makes the hit in the backfield and still able to stop Gosnell. It's going to be third.
Got 34 seconds left here.
39, yeah, 34 seconds. So Bearcats are bowing up, and yet I'm not sure. I did from the film. Didn't pay attention to it, but they must not have. Don't have a lot of confidence in their kicker. So you got to think we got a good chance of getting out of this if we can get them off the field here in 2 more downs.
Dardanelle's up on box side.
Thank another one of our sponsors. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Union Bank of Mena, Mena's only locally owned bank, hometown banking at its best. Can't thank Union Bank enough for not only this, helping the Bearcat Foundation with this broadcast, but multiple Bearcat Foundation fundraisers. And so many Union Bank employees are part of the Bearcat Foundation. Big play right here. 3rd and 9. Quick pass out. He's open and in for the touchdown. It just came completely loose. Just a simple slant.
Gavin Hooper came within about a foot of intercepting that football.
Okay. I saw him come through. I just saw him leave the man that was on him. And after he made the cut, it was just a simple cut, and he just left. I believe that's in Goglia. I'm not sure, but anyway, that is tough. Another score. The 4-4A is showing well tonight against the 7-4A. Dardanelle is up 14-7 against Bauxite. Bearcats now trailing 20-7. Again, Gosnell going for the 2-point conversion. He's trying to get to the edge, and he's not going to make it. Going to be tackled for a loss, and the conversion try is no good. So the score with 30 seconds left is 20-7. And really an odd night because the Bearcats overall are winning the line of scrimmage. It's not like dominating the line of scrimmage, but they're definitely winning. And but still trail here on the big plays. Still, they're just giving it up on the big plays, and they're trailing here tonight, 20-7. You had the broken tackles on 3rd and long on the first 2 scores, and then on the 3rd score comes following a interception return down to the 12-yard line of the Bearcats at 2:30 left to go here in the first half, or minute 30. Bearcats again lining up to receive a kickoff. Again, folks, it's 30 seconds left, trailing 20-7. Well, we're sorry, folks. I just don't know what on earth is happening with the short kick, and Andrew Graves picks it up, and he gets out to the 50-yard line. Andrew did not settle for the fair catch right there. Catches it and gets it out to the 50. So Bearcats may try to do something here. 24 seconds on the clock.
Ball's being spotted at the 49-yard line.
Anthony is going to double as a sideline reporter. He's going to check on injured player. Bearcats take over on their own 49-yard line. Having trouble here. It's just about the just a signal, isn't it, Don? Okay. Snaps back, quick throw out to Evan Graves. Evan gets out of bounds. No gain on the play. Actually lost on the swing pass. 20 seconds left.
He was run out of bounds by number 24, Jardarian Young.
Okay. We are going to try something, folks. If you can hear me, we are going to shut the broadcast down and then come back after a reboot and see if we can't fix this. but wait until halftime. So 20 seconds left here. Snaps back. Zane looking deep. This as a square off, and Gavin Hooper makes the catch, but I believe he's out of bounds. They are going to give him the reception. He gets a foot in, according to the official. Gosnell players argue about it, and they get a personal foul call, so that's going to move the ball another 15 yards. It's going to take the ball down to the 29-yard line with 15 seconds. Looked like they were going to go deep, and then Gavin Hooper squares it off to the outside, and Zane throws a nice strike in there right on the sideline. Looked to me like he didn't get a foot down, but we get a favorable call right there. Gosnell argued about it a little bit, and they're going to get a unsportsmanlike call.
The call on the field is
Takes it down to the 28. 15 seconds left, so
15-yard penalty.
Bearcats still have one timeout, so you don't have to go to the sidelines. You can get another strike in here. You are at the outside limits of what we've seen Pessoa hit. We have seen him hit outside of 50. He just, each and every week, he's added to his distance. So all you got to do is get about 10 right here and have definitely a decent shot at making the reception. Gosnell faithful here do not like the call. Zane drops straight back. Good protection. He pulls down, didn't like what he saw, and holds on to it. 6 seconds left. Backs it's going to be a tough loss of about 5 yards. With 6 seconds left right here. Actually, he ends up losing only about 3. Another weird spot. That one's a favorable one. Looked like they moved it up 2 yards for us that time. It's weird. That time it comes out in our favor. Again, folks, we are going to be resetting the broadcast, so we'll be down for usually takes about 10 minutes, and then to make the connection again after a reboot. So right now, let's take a chance to thank another one of our sponsors, Alshire Electric. And Greg Alshire and folks located there on Main Street in the old REA building. Go by and see them or give them a call for your electrical needs. Alshire Electric. Thank them for helping bring you this broadcast here tonight. Let's also thank Mena Regional Health Systems. Jay Quibido and folks. Super happy about bringing them on board this year. Thank them for their contribution to this broadcast. Got 9 seconds left here in the first half. Bearcats look like going to try to get another playoff here, because you're really pushing it as far as your range here with Pessoa. They're going to try to get another playoff. Gosnell's dropped way back. Zane drops back for the pass, steps up in the pocket, throws it deep to Gavin Hooper. Gavin Hooper goes up, but it's intercepted. No, it's knocked down. Incomplete. It doesn't matter. You got 1 second left on the clock. It's incomplete, so the Bearcats get another play.
It's incomplete. It was broken up by number 24.
I was going to say it was inconsequential. I was thinking it's fourth down, but the Bearcats do get another play. So this is fourth down with 1 second. This is the last play here of the first half.
Let's go, Pirate fans. Get behind them.
Third and 13. Make that third. Yeah, it's third down. So Zane Stevens dropping back to pass again. Got pressure from the outside. He's stepping forward into the pocket. Looks like we have a fumble, and it's Hunter Waters picks the ball up, is going to advance it down to the 16-yard line where he's tackled, and that's going to be the end of first half action. The Bearcats trailing 20-7. With that, we're going to go offline, folks, and reboot the system We'll be right back and probably take about 10, 15 minutes. We'll have plenty of time for second half, be back for second half action. And with that, we'll sign off.
Kicking off for the Pirates is number 1, Amarion Party. Deep to receive for the Bearcats is number 20, Gavin Hopper.
Short kick, and we're back here for second half action here, just kind of right here in the nick of time, but took a little bit longer than what we thought. Had to explore lots of different options. It was a short kick to resume second half action, and Bearcats, they tried to do a pooch kick, and the Bearcats, the up back got a hold of it and headed straight upfield. They're not fair catching it, and advanced the ball to the Mena 49-yard line. Going to have excellent field position. This is the first possession here of the second half. Bearcats are trailing 20-7 here in Gosnell tonight. I'd like to thank everyone for being patient with us. Mason Brotherton in motion, going to be tossed to him, and he heads straight upfield, going to pound it for about 3 yards, might be 4. Going to bring up 2nd and 6. First carry of the second half. Our intrepid sideline reporter is making it back into the booth, checking on his son Anthony Eford, as checking on his son Sam, and doesn't look like it's an ACL. Handoff to Andrew Graves. Andrew Graves makes a cut, squirts through. There wasn't much of a gap, but he gets through what's there and heads upfield for about a 10-yard gain. Going to be 1st and 10 down at the Gosnell 38-yard line.
You're going to see a little more fire out of these Bearcats than you saw in the first half.
The ball being spotted at the 38-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10, Bearcats.
Anthony was in the locker room there for the halftime speech. This is Evan Graves. Evan Graves with a cut. Kind of tries to bounce it to the outside, not able to get through the gap, and going to be stopped for no gain.
By number 1, Amarion Party.
Sam a little beat up, but he's gonna be just fine, I think, Clint. But
is he going to be back for action at all this game?
Not this game.
Not this game. Okay. And,
not this game, but we'll see how little MRI action looks. But it doesn't look to be like an ACL, PCL.
Had too much experience with that. Mason Brotherton, snap is bobbled. Mason ends up jumping on it right in front of Zane. Looked like it just kind of bounced off his hands. So we're here first possession, and the Bearcats get a nice start to the drive, starting on their own 49-yard line and get a first down, and then now they're sputtering. It's 3rd and long. This hasn't been good for the Bearcats.
Let's go, defense.
9:40 left to go in the third quarter. Bearcats are still trailing 20-7. Zane with the handoff to Andrew Graves, bounces it out to the outside. Not able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Going to be a loss of 2 on the play. Got to think Coach Dover is thinking he's got 2 downs. He's going to go for it on this side of the field, and two downs to get the 14, and he's just going to get a chunk of it right there, and that didn't work out. So the Bearcats are probably going to punt, I would think.
34 is just playing a pretty good linebacker game out here for the Pirates tonight, and but I do believe the defense and the offense is going to have a little more fire about them, a little bit more want to than what they showed us there in the first half.
It was a fiery halftime speech, huh? It's a short kick, and then Gosnell doesn't have anybody back. Great kick for the Bearcats down to the 1-inch line where it's going to be downed. Devin Adams and host of Bearcats down there to.
That's about as close to going in the end zone as you could get.
Boy, uncomfortably close. Almost got a little bit greedy there, didn't we?
Very close to being greedy.
Gosnell's going to take over on their quarter-inch line.
This could be a big defensive deal right here. We get some pressure and get a safety. Nice to see that right now.
Kind of a story the first half. The spot of the ball break. That's to that Lee.
Getting shot up here and just the cut off to put his foot in the ground, and same thing we talk about Andrew in
the cut. Well, we hate it, guys. We still got a little bit of a reverse out. It's a cut. Say looking for that, and the Bearcats in the secondary player. Gosnell coming out of there deep in their own territory.
A little chilly on me. I had to give Sam my jacket.
Oh boy, very chivalrous. Able to hold in running back. Gosnell team. Gosnell's 5-2. Going to be the number 3 seed out of their conference. Dardanelle wins the matchup against Mena last week, and their reward is facing off against Arkadelphia, and they're getting hammered. 1st and 10. Gosnell at the 13. Handoff to the fullback. He bounces it out to the outside. Should have been tackled right there. We got a flag. Probably going to be a hold, usually from that area.
They're typically going to say a holding penalty.
I sure didn't see anything. It's be interesting maybe as a hands to the face, because it looked like Ngoglia was right there to make the tackle, and his head snapped back. I didn't see any hands to the face. It was really odd what happened right there.
Gosnell's showing face mask.
Wow. Didn't see that either. But irregardless, is going to step it off. We'll see if it's looks like it's the incidental variety, going to be 5 yards. So Gosnell with another first down. They're out to their own 27-yard line. Gosnell's first possession here of the second half. They're leading Mena 20-7. Gosnell really hasn't driven the ball consistently. They've gotten their plays on chunk plays. Gotten their points, reverses out. It's a fullback dive. He makes immediate contact and then runs backwards in the wrong direction. We have a flag on the play. That's going to be a hold, but I said that last time. Going to be a big loss.
Blake Castor. There's a penalty marker on the field.
The host of Bearcats in there. I think it was Jake Wiles making the initial contact, fighting off that block, and going to be a hold. So
it is going to be a hold.
On the field, it's going to be holding Pirates.
Looks like the Bearcats are going to elect to take it.
No,
back them
I think Bentley's over there saying, I didn't say take it. We got them for a loss of 5 or 6. Why do I want to take that? Give them the loss of downs.
Boy, it'd be you should only get about 4 yards unless that hold is the spot of the ball, which it wouldn't be. The linemen were all up at the line of scrimmage, which it'd be. But it's from the spot of the ball. Not real sure how. Bentley's probably going, okay, if you're going to back him up 14, I'll take that. It's going to be a loss of 14 on the play. Going to be back that wing get fancy. Instead of just making a completion, it's going to be 2nd and 24. Jay Kaiser and number 12 for Gosnell. A little extracurricular activity, no flag. Going to hand off this time to number 24. Number 24 is loose in the secondary. He's got it back to the original line of scrimmage. Looks like it's a big gain on the play, gain of about 20, maybe 18. It's going to end up being 3rd and manageable 6.
You know, that's kind of a little bit of a missed tackle right there, and it's one that we've got to come up with.
It takes a host to bring that kid down. He is a very elusive back. He is not has made either to go in the third quarter. Take the time to.
Well, with the timeout here, tonight's broadcast is being brought to you in part by Mena Insurance Agency. For all your insurance needs, coverage first. PT in the game.
Wrong insurance person.
That was the wrong one.
That's
You
right.
gave me an insurance to do there, didn't you?
Whatever. It's insurance.
So, tonight's game is being brought to you by Shelter Insurance Agency, Agent Talissa Montgomery.
Gosnell on a big 3rd and 6 plays, rolling out to the right, got a little bit of pressure. He throws high and almost intercepted by Coy House.
Coy kind of knocked that ball back to Jake Wiles. Had 2 Bearcats with hands on that.
Number 2, Dominic McBride, is incomplete.
Throws it into double coverage. Almost, Bearcats almost come up with the pick again.
Going to have to be a punting situation here for the Gosnell Pirates.
Yeah, this is, we're bobbling again here with the broadcast, it looks like. This time we do have Gavin Hooper back to receive the punt if they do punt it, which I'm sure they will. Quick kick right there, and he's in. Boy, he was in a lot of pressure right there before he got rid of it.
Got close to getting a hand on that. They're just trying to bait us into not having a return man back there is what they're trying to do.
Bearcats will have the ball 1st and 10.
Bearcats will take over on the 35-yard line. Not able to manage that punt return. Of course, they've been in danger of going for it, and of course they're punting with their quarterback like we do. So you've got to respect that, and we're not able to take advantage of those low line drive punts.
So let's see if the Bearcat offense comes out ready to fire right now.
Bearcats have been effective. Just too many lost yardage plays.
This should be a corn to Mason right here.
Mason's uncovered. And they are throwing it out there, but it's a slant, and it is intercepted. Ball's thrown to the inside, and it's that fast running back, and he is loose into the end zone. Boy, you could tell he just has another gear and another interception. Big with a big return. It's going to be in for a touchdown, and Gosnell out to a commanding 26-7 lead now. 5:15 left to go in the third.
Now you got Gavin Hooper down on the field here, Clint.
Ball was intended for Gavin Hooper on the play, and looks like they're checking that right ankle, and that's just been a chronic injury for him, really his whole
Since
career.
last year.
Yeah, his whole career, and I don't know, hopefully, they're working his ankle. Gavin Hooper is the intended receiver on the play. Ball's kind of thrown into some traffic, but placed in the area, but Gosnell comes up with the interception.
Well, with the
We did that, yeah.
you already did that.
5:15 left to go in the third quarter. We're going to thank one of our sponsors. We're not sure which one yet. Thank you, sponsors.
Well, we'll
Gosnell
bring
again.
up the Bearcat Foundation.
Yes, Bearcat Foundation. The 4th consecutive season of Foundation broadcasts. Program started for the Bearcat to benefit. All the proceeds from the sponsors go towards the broadcast, and all the money goes back into the Bearcat program. Going to be a 2-point try here by Gosnell. He does the big motion. It's a counter play, and they hand off to the incoming back, and he comes across the nose and in for the 2-point conversion to take the score to 28-7. The Bearcats are trailing.
Seconds to play in the third quarter. The score is the Mena Bearcats 7, your Gosnell Pirates 28.
Gosnell is just an athletic team. They are making the plays here tonight. Bearcats just not able to get consistent output here offensively. The offense really effectively giving up 2 of the scores.
The kickoff of the Bearcats is number 14.
Gosnell is kind of playing with fire here with this kickoff because their pooch kick is a low line drive, and we get it clean, you really have a chance to return it.
Kicking off of the Pirates is number 1.
Getting it, got the last couple back out to the 50-yard line, midfield. You pop that right there, and there's no safety to help, and
you can take that to the house.
Absolutely. Looks like this time they try to kick it deep, but it goes to Devin Adams. Devin gets it clean at the 30, and it's a short, hard one. He is across midfield and upended at about the 42-yard line.
That was number 43.
Good hit by the Gosnell return man right there, but it was a great return by Devin Adams. Devin looks like he's okay there, doesn't he?
He came up, he popped up real quick, and, you know, they tried to go a little bit firmer with that kick right there, and Devin was just kind of able to pick it out of the air.
That was a boomerang, wasn't it? 5:06 left in the third quarter. Bearcats with great field position again. They're going to have to get something out of it. Got the young sophomore out back here at the wideout spot to take Gavin's spot. Zane Stevens with the run. Zane makes good positive yardage.
Number 4.
Gave him kind of another rough spot right there.
Well, they blew the whistle early. He was still well in bounds when they were blowing the whistle. You know, he was 2 yards farther upfield when the official blows the whistle, calling the play dead.
Bring up second down and 7.
Going to be 2nd and 7. You know, Zane can possibly get his foot in the ground harder right there, and he possibly extends that out, but they blew it dead. Hand off to Andrew Graves. Andrew Graves makes a cut. The line of scrimmage, and then big gain.
What a great second effort.
That was number 8.
He definitely got first down yardage, but with the handicap, they're going to back it up, so it's going to be 3rd and really short. 3rd and short now.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1.
4.5 minutes.
They're getting big pressure off of our left tackle right here.
It's time they give it to Jake Wiles. No, that's Zane. Zane just keeps it. Enough for the first down.
Come off the ball strong right there at the point of attack. And,
Absolutely.
And didn't get drove back.
We're missing, had to do some shuffling on the offensive line. Didn't know if Tristan Beck was going to make the lineup. That's a huge loss for the offensive line.
So you got Jet Baber sitting there playing that left guard spot.
Yeah. So
getting valuable minutes for next year's team.
In motion is Caleb Peters. Zane's back to pass. He's looking at Mason Brotherton, but he goes ahead and takes off on the play. Going to be a gain of about 3, maybe 2. Brings 2nd and 8.
He was tackled by number 24.
Mason
had a seam right there. If he was able to get past that one guy, he got him by the shoestrings there, and he gets on down the field, he may make him miss.
Got twin receivers on the left side. The snap is high. Zane's able to track it down, but a big loss on the play, loss of 10. That one hit him right in the chest and just bounced up. Zane having a hard time getting that snap. It was right there, though. I didn't see a problem, did you?
Just a little high, just went through his hands.
With a loss on the play, it's going to bring 3rd down.
3rd and about 19. Evan Graves coming in for Jake Wiles. Got 2 downs to get this. This is, needless to say, this is a very important possession here. Back to the spread formation. Zane drops straight back. He's got pressure on the right side. Floats it up. Incomplete.
That was definitely
defender. That's easily
pass
interference. Not even a question. The linebacker is not even looking for the ball, and he gets a shove in on Evan Graves. It's kind of a bang-bang play, but you got to be looking for the ball. Your head's got to be turning looking for the ball on that, and it's going to bring up 4th down. Zane had a good idea. You know, he's flushed out of the pocket. It's Gosnell able to get pressure with just 3 linemen. 4th down play, trips to the right. Zane again drops back. He's flushed out of the pocket, throws it out of bounds. Incomplete, turnover on downs, and Gosnell will take over on their own 34-yard line, and the Bearcat offense sputters.
This defensive front is not impressive looking for the Pirates, and they're whipping us right now, Clint.
They really are. They've consistently beat us on the
34-yard line.
On the rush. We're not able to protect the pass, but we've been able to effectively run the ball for the most part. It's just when we get those lost yardage plays, you can't make up for it through the passing game. Gosnell with twin receivers, you got to think they're going to try to hit us with the run game, try to run some clock. They're commanding 28-7 lead here with 2:15 left to go in the ball game.
I'd like to see that. A good push by our front 3 and our middle linebacker for a 2-yard, well, just a yard loss.
Lost the 1 on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 11.
No, Greg, I think our audio is about 20 lagging the video. Just all kinds of trouble. We've been rock solid since we moved to YouTube, and don't think it's a YouTube issue. It may be, but regardless, we apologize, folks. We tried everything we could to get that thing synced back up and just not able to make it happen. Handoff to the running back. 2nd and 11. He makes a man miss. This number 24 for Gosnell is just extremely good.
Darian Young, the ball carrier. He was tackled out of bounds by number 4, Zane Stevens.
They believe Zane just kind of carried him out of bounds. I don't think Zane meant anything by it, and Gosnell takes repeated shots at the Bearcats right there, and Zane just kind of took it and got up. And
with nothing, I mean, really.
Absolutely no reason to be upset about it. I mean, but minute 24 left to go. It's a big gain. Number 24 for Gosnell is just making all kinds of plays against the Bearcats. He is really hard to tackle. He is extremely fast.
Across the field.
Like
got a penalty marker on the Bearcat. It's over at the Bearcat sidelines, and that's can't be good. Game is definitely getting chippy. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Bearcats. They're gonna move the ball to the 38-yard line, 37-yard line of the Bearcats, another 15 yards. Gosnell.
I mean, you're still only 3 scores out of this ball game. You able to hit a couple plays right here and go down and score real quick, but you got to get some stops. You can't keep aiding them with penalties.
Exactly. Going to run it with the quarterback power. Zane with a nice gain.
That was Zane.
Looks like about 7 yards. Going to bring up second.
Zane Stevens was the ball.
2nd and 2 or 3. Clock is not our friend, needless to say, in this position.
It's going to bring up 2nd down.
Both quarterbacks having a really hard time throwing the ball here tonight. Spread formation. Again with the quarterback power. Zane is loose in the secondary again. Gain of about 7 more. It's out to the 24-yard line.
Number 5.
You know, that was 34, the linebacker there that got out there and made him turn it back up the field. And
at the end of the 3rd quarter, the score.
He's been all over the place here, offensively and defensively tonight, hadn't he, Clint?
Absolutely, yes. Dardanelle Still is way up on Bauxite, 31-14. That's kind of a surprise against the prognosticators. Ozark up 14-0 on Malvern. Arkadelphia continues to pound Pottsville 55-7. Dardanelle, yeah, like I said, I already said that one. And 4-4A is
what about the Elkins,
punching back a little bit.
Elkins Warren game?
Don't see an update on that one. You see that one, PT? If you can hear me, give us an update on that Elkins. Elkins up on Warren 7-0 early. Be interesting to see. That one's a surprise. Other than here in Gosnell, the 4-4A is showing well tonight.
Bearcats is going to have the ball first and 10 from the 24-yard line.
Dardanelle, of course, Dardanelle got a tough draw with Arkadelphia. Spread formation.
Pottsville, you mean?
Yeah. This time, Elkins just tees off on that quarterback power. It's going to be a loss of 2.
He was stopped for a loss by number 1, Amarion Partee.
Mena has ran that play 5 consecutive plays now. He's snapping it back to Zane and taking off with it. Gosnell making an adjustment.
It's going to bring up second down and 12.
Looked like they just sent that number 50, the middle linebacker, right after him. We've got walked another safety up. This time they throw the swing pass, thrown a little short. Evan Graves comes up with it, but not got to throw that in stride so the runner has a chance to make a play after the catch. And
yeah, he's bending over, picking that up off his shoestrings to even make the completion. And
boy, it looked like if he could have gotten that out a little bit farther,
he probably beat the pressure that got to him there because he was stumbling, bending over, picking it up.
2 on the play. It's going to bring up third down.
We know Evan's shifty enough to make that guy miss.
Mason Brotherton in motion, dropping back. They're looking to the backside. It was a screen play. Zane didn't like what he saw. He pulls the ball down. Gain of about 7 on the play, but it's going to bring up 4th and long. Bearcats are going to have to punt here with 10:38 left to go in the game. May end up going for it.
I was going to say,
4th and 6, yeah.
You got to score points, and giving it back to them, you're not scoring them, you're letting them chew the clock off. So you almost have to go for this at this point in time, down 21.
PA does that anyway, don't they?
That's right.
Let's make some noise.
Bearcats fighting right here to stay in the game. 4th and 6. This is a huge play. 2 backs in the backfield. Zane drops back to pass. Looking left to got to plenty of time. Great protection. Zane still looking downfield. Got to get a first down right here. He's loose. Finally decides to get rid of it. Throws it towards Jacob Flemons, and interesting. Ball lands incomplete. Zane does a great job of avoiding pressure. The offensive line does a great job. Just didn't see anything he liked as far as throwing the ball downfield until late, and not able to come up with it. So Bearcats are going to turn over on downs. And just
Jacob will see that on the film and wish that he might have fought just a little bit harder to go get that ball, because he threw that in the only spot that where he could throw it.
Yeah, put it up there, and Jacob was behind the coverage. Almost like Jacob thought another Bearcat back there was somebody else that was intended for. Gosnell's going to hand it off to, that's at number 24. Boy, we had somebody right back there and not able to come up with it. Got a flag on the play. Not sure what they could have possibly called, but
there's 2 flags on it, so
yeah.
They're going to mark it back on the Bearcats, looks like.
The call on the field is
Face mask. That's the big call, so half the distance.
The penalty is going to move the ball to around the 9.5-yard line, where it's going to be a Gosnell Pirate.
Going to be first and goal for Gosnell at the 9-yard line. Bearcats are trailing 28-7 with 10 minutes left to go in the ball game. And boy, tough end of the year as it looks right now, unless the Bearcats can come up with something here, Anthony. Need a turnover. Reverse out, and just like that, ball actually bounces up into the Gosnell back's hands, and he carries it into the end zone for the touchdown. Not real sure how they can call that he had possession. All he does is touch the ball. It's a horrible call.
Touchdown.
I'd like to see that and back on the.
Wow. We have that. I'm sorry, I just can't describe what happened. There was a fumble on the play, and then the Gosnell running back just runs into the end zone, and it ends up pushing it through the back end, which should be a possession for the Bearcats. And instead, they just decided to go ahead and give Gosnell the touchdown.
And it's been this referee on this side that has given really the questionable calls.
Hey, boy, it started off with that non-hold call and then been every time. Unbelievable turn of events right there. So Gosnell now leading 34-7 after that weird play. Mena takes a timeout right here. Got a break in the action with 9.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. Bearcats are now leading 34-7. Just one of the stranger games I've ever watched doing this broadcast. Bearcats just physically able to run the ball, and that normally spells victory for the Bearcats. Just not able to make those plays when it counted. He reverses out and hands off to the up back, and he makes it into the end zone this time, and they don't give it to him. So looked to me like he definitely got in. I don't know what to tell you folks, but that time Gosnell gets in and they don't give it to him. But irregardless, score is 34-7. Gosnell's definitely made the plays, deserves to win, but it's just strange what's happened here tonight.
One of the good things defensively, we've stopped them on most of their two-point conversions.
Yeah. Gosnell really has been unsuccessful on the ground until they put number 24 in at that fullback spot. It's a fullback, and he's set back a little bit in that wing tee, and so he's sort of effectively a tailback. And so when they give it to him on the dive, he has almost been untackleable for us. And once that's happened, he has just made numerous plays for Gosnell on the ground, and as well as he's the same guy playing corner over here that picked off that slant and took it to the house for another Gosnell touchdown. He's definitely my vote for their player of the game. I don't know if they care about what I think about it, but time the ball is line drived out. Oh, thank you. And the ball is kicked out of bounds by Gosnell.
Ball is going to be placed at the 35-yard line, where the Bearcats.
Ball's kicked out of bounds. Bearcats will take the ball.
PT just sent us an update. It's Ozark 21, Malvern nothing.
Dardanelle up on box side. Bearcats taking over here at their own 38. Elkins and Warren are still tied. Hand off to Andrew Graves. Andrew Graves heads up the field. Going to be gain of 8 on the play. Going to bring up 2nd and 2.
Andrew's a kid that's going to keep fighting until the bitter end.
It's good to see him back at the end of his senior year, and you just wonder what could have happened if he could have stayed injury-free. But, boy, once again, this Bearcat team has just been decimated by injuries this year. Bearcats come into this season with a prolific passing attack. You're averaging, you know, it's be option play right there. Gavin Hooper playing from that running back spot.
The ball carrier. He was
early in the season with all the pieces in place. You know, you're looking at we were averaging 200 yards passing a half. And then before the Max Montgomery goes down and Zane Stevens is averaging 14 yards a touch, whether he's getting the ball on the ground or through the air. And I know great kid, he coming over and visiting Max. He was came out of his surgery and he told me, he said, Mr. Montgomery, it's a whole lot harder carrying, touching the ball 35 times a game and gaining 70 yards. It's not as much fun. It's a whole lot more work than touching it 14 times and gaining 200. Just such a weapon. When Max goes down, you not only lose Max at quarterback, you've lost Zane at that wideout spot. Handoff to Andrew Graves. Andrew heads up field. What a run. Gain of about 10 on the play.
Should be a first down right there.
They're waving the sticks forward. Then you follow that up with losing both starting defensive ends. Braxton Barr. Then we lose the
Cash Parker.
Yep. And we lose Coy House for the middle of the season. Of course, he's back now. But then you lose Mark Wilson. So Zane Stevens with the keeper, heads up field. Gain of about 12 on the play.
Just had everybody going that way, made the guy on the end miss, and picked up, about 14 yards there?
You know, and I don't know if you agree with this, but the best team, I still say the best team that the Bearcats faced this year was Prescott in week 2.
Bar none.
And it was, up until the point that you have the injury at quarterback, you're really on the verge of running Prescott off the field. And you're driving in to go ahead 3 scores before that injury. And, of course, the Bearcats are able to make enough plays to go ahead and win that one. And I believe if Prescott faced this team here tonight, I'd like thanking one of our sponsors, Nidec, All for Dreams. Broadcast brought to you in part. 8 minutes left to go, and they bounce it. What a kick. Boy, that thing hit. Took a bounce, and Gosnell does a great job fielding it.
Just kind of smothered it right there because it looked like that and had a chance to get that good bounce that's going to give people a hard time.
Jordan Talley.
6:55 left to go in the ball game.
The ball is being placed at the
Gosnell will take over on their own 49.
First and 10.
Gosnell coming out with got that deadly running back there. Coy House bringing pressure. Ball goes on the other side of the field, and another great run.
Jadarian Young, the ball carrier. He was tackled out of bounds.
Kerry Young does a good job on that carry. Boy, and he is hurt over there on the sidelines. That's unfortunate. Kids had a great game tonight. Down over on the Bearcat sidelines.
We have a player down on the field.
6:45 left to go. So I thank another one of our sponsors, Shelter Insurance in Mena.
The player down was Jadarian
Go
Young.
see Talissa Montgomery for your auto, home, and life needs.
Looks like he's coming off on most of his own power anyway.
Yeah. He's going to be fine. Big play. Wow. They threw a flag.
The call was personal foul. Bearcats.
Never saw a flag on that one, but anyway.
The 15-yard penalty moves the ball
More penalty yardage. You're going to move it down.
22-yard line, where the Pirates going to have the ball.
Early ones. Gosnell will be kicking from well in Mena territory. Going to be assessing 30 yards of personal foul calls on the kickoff.
Right now, the Gosnell's defensive line is just kind of on that play right there. You just got to push.
With a 2-yard gain, it's going to bring up second down and 8.
Second and 8.
2-yard line.
Mason in motion. Handoff to.
Yep. We got to score 3 touchdowns right here in 3 minutes.
Yeah, hey.
Touchdown a minute.
Touchdown a minute.
Ball is being placed at the 46.
Well, if you have 3 one-play drives, it's all right, isn't it?
It's all right. Deep, big strike. Zane, good to see him. He's back out there. Motion is Mason Brotherton. Not seeing. That's right.
The ball carrier. Andrew Gray.
And there's another flag
Of course, we have
thrown.
another flag.
Somebody's getting a little chippy.
There's a penalty marker on the field.
It's a big surprise.
Well, every other one's gone against us. I wouldn't. Well, looks like they're going to back up the Pirates here.
The penalty on the field is face mask Pirates. 15-yard penalty.
Got 2:58 to go here in the game.
Down to the 24-yard line.
Clint has no regard for technology.
Be a good exclamation point on the night to go ahead and break my phone. Andrew Graves with the carry. Not much on the play.
Andrew Graves, the ball carrier. He was tackled by number 50.
Looks like Dover's going to call a timeout right here to
Eric Gentry. With a gain of 1.
save a little time with 2:44 to go here in the game.
2:44 left, and
There's a timeout on the field. Bearcats.
thank another one of our sponsors, Nidec. Tonight's game is brought to you by our friends at Nidec. Nidec All for Dreams, and not only are they a huge part of the broadcast, but big employment opportunities in Polk County and huge driver of the economy. And also like to thank the University of Arkansas at Rich Mountain, Philip Wilson, and the Bucks.
Sitting here in the warmth of the press box here at Gosnell Stadium.
Yeah, I'm pretty jealous of Dr. Phil.
He said heavy on the doctor.
That's right. Zane Stevens waiting on the snap. Handoff, Andrew Graves. Andrew Graves still fighting. He just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That was number 8.
You know, big brother had the ball there, and he was wishing little brother might have held on to that block just a hair longer.
24, Jadarian Young. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 11 from the 25-yard line.
We've seen this
It'll be
formation.
3rd and 11. This is the star formation on the right. Quick throw to Mason Brotherton. Mason looks to the pass into the end zone. Great pass by Mason Brotherton for the touchdown to Gavin Hooper, which we haven't seen out there.
He's been back out the last couple series.
To number 20.
So got enough tape on that ankle to give him a little support. So that's going to bring the score with 2 minutes to go to 40-27.
40-27, and Bearcats with a scoring flurry here right at the end of the game. 2 minutes left. So
Bearcats will attempt the two.
now it's a 2-score game, but with 2 minutes left, going for 2. Handoff to
Gonna walk in.
Andrew Graves, and there's no quitting these guys. So
But number 8, Andrew Graves, is good.
29 to 40
The score is the
takes it to odd kind of there going for 2. I guess you didn't really even help you as far as a field goal, but anyway, irregardless, Bearcats are not quitting here. Going to see another onside kick, definitely.
You're gonna get another one way or the other.
I'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Baywash Car Wash and You Lock It Storage. Go clean your stuff up and then store it. Located on Morrow Street.
Because they take pride in your stuff
Exactly.
and your car.
I think that sons of coming that rhymes with stuff, but I can't. My brain's not working here either.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little chilly.
Man, you don't even have a coat.
I gave it to my knothead.
Luis Pessoa with just even the ones that we're not coming up with, he has just had extremely effective. All year. Folks at home, you can hear Anthony's lips freezing.
At the 46-yard line, where the Pirates going to have the ball, 1st and 10. Let's call it 44-yard line.
2:05 to go. Well,
2:05 and Gosnell.
maybe we get another fumble right here.
You come up with a turnover, you never know. I tell you, maybe I called this thing too early. Who would have thought? 40 to 14, Mena rattles off 15 unanswered points. Gosnell takes a knee right here. Of course, the Bearcats still with a timeout.
Do have a final in the Ozark Malvern game, and it's 21 Ozark Malvern nothing.
With a loss of 6 yards, it's going to bring 2nd down at 16.
And Dardanelle's final too, 51 to 20 over the Bauxite Miners. So that's 2 4-4A teams that have taken out 2 7-4A teams tonight.
So we got another one threatening, right, too? Gosnell's going to run the clock out here. Minute 15 and running. Would like to thank everyone.